the solution doesn't just lie in one day, it's a process. And as all these interventions come into place, going forward, we'll see the prices coming down automatically. Because if my cost of production is not high, why would I want to make excessive profit at the expense of citizenry? It doesn't just make sense. So we're all hoping that these interventions will yield some positive results, especially with this harvest coming in. There will be more feed to support the poultry sector so that we don't experience this bad days again.
Well, forgive my lack of appreciation of the industry, but talking about these cereals that you are expecting that a lot more would come. If you're looking at, for instance, the Northern Belt, where we might be expecting some of these cereals to come from, we have had a situation whereby consistent torrential rains have affected some of these farms. We saw footages of farms that are, gotten flooded as a result of these torrential rains. And so that expectation you have, what's it based on?
Yes, so my statement is based on reports gathered from the Department of Agriculture, the regional, right from the district to the regional departments of agriculture. Of course, when those floods came, assessments were made, and per the reports we have received, the impact is not so huge to affect the outcome of yields. Yes, it will affect us, but it's insignificant as far as harvest for this season is concerned. We know and we are sure that this year we are going to have a good harvest from northern Ghana. The middle belt, we have gone around, the minister has gone on working visit to the grounds, and trust me, what we have seen on the fields is promising. The minor season has also just begun, and the rains are even more better than the major season. So by all indication, God has gifted us as a country, and we are going to see some good harvest this season.
Just recently, there was a story of Dako Farms, receiving support from government in the form of the 1D, 1F. I am looking at whether government is looking to support these poultry farmers financially in any way.
Well, I am not at the Ministry of Finance.
Well, too bad. It looks like we lost Mr. Bakbera Tanko, who is the PRO for the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, because we're having a conversation about the poultry farmers and their plight, and the fact that they hint that there's a likelihood that we would pay more for poultry products going into December. Are you ready to pay more during the Xmas? The projections and the highlights that the PRO gives us, for me, to be fair, it's just the usual talk. Yeah, that's what it is. Obi jina ejemu na okachenzo because of ejana ojinemu ntino sisi ade eya dwen so ye be si fire hydrant ba ko hanum say na ye the event saying water pump ba kwa be si hanum say ye the ba kwa sanso be si hanum say, and the person is still standing in the fire. We have seen market women whose products or wares have gotten bent and government is spending money on them. We have seen businesses who are receiving support from the government as a result of the impact of COVID-19. How about our poultry farmers? And so you hear a PRO speak futuristically about a normal year, but we are talking about it now. And it's not as if the data has not been there since 2020. We know. And yet he talks and looks into the future. And not the now. Honestly, I thought I was listening to a UN person. But you see, and that's what saddens me sometimes. And maybe someone will say, the Bani Abama near Bresse and poultry farming in the Go to our markets today and see. The number of imports of chicken products are man we say more. You see your Brazil there, you see your USA there, you see your USA there. All these are coming. And yet, to support our poultry farmers need. Look, how about ready market? Free SHS is there. They eat. So if we decide as a nation, so young Kodano, we are going to feed them well. And the buffer stock in you want to say, woman to make us say, oh, one more airboy, I may store some of these maize for them. If the PRO is telling us, say, they are going to ban the export of, how do you call it? What was the name? Soya bean, he said. Mr. Tango, good morning. You're welcome back. So I was asking, and I was making the case that, for me, all that you have said are things to do with looking into the future. But we are talking about the plight of people who are suffering today. In the immediate, what are the steps?
Yeah, me too, but Osha under the Ghana Cares about.
Oh, you speak good tree. And now me a cabo for some yanka tree. So tree near the yanka tree.
Papa there by yanka.
Okay, and the
Ghana Cares about Tampa program. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Nuyama, yeah, they are a priority areas. Osha livestock sector, especially poultry, priority areas. And the advertising that say, or more poultry industry, no more take advantage, no more apply.
How much is been allocated for the poultry sector?
Figure me, sure the new figure offhand, but it's huge. As many poultry farmers or poultry industry who can apply will be given this financial support, including technical expertise and the account to ensure say or increase production in the poultry sector.
Forgive me, but
so
answer na bet for us no. Me bisa question with you. I know say in the preparation of the what was the name?
Ghana
Care, project.
Yes.
The ministry would have made a contribution as to the direction they feel the finance ministry must go in looking at your sector.
Exactly.
And so I find it a bit difficult, accepting, say, you have no idea how much you were looking at in terms of the support that you go to poultry farmers.
Me say offhand, say I may drive you.
Okay.
If I knew this would come up and come in the figures in my back. Yeah, I take a charge of the agri sector plan and priority areas for the Ghana Cares of Batampa. It concerns various sectors. For agri sector, we have policy planning and monetary evaluation unit, and a developing the concepts, which went through thorough discussions with Ministry of Finance. MIA justify as said, and more poultry and soya areas are very critical. I will say, and give it the necessary attention. Into developing and budget allocation has been made for this program. And I make 2 weeks ago, I advertised our papers. Say, for among apply to take advantage of this program to better their industry. Into they can get the advert. And I say if they can even walk to the Ministry of Agri, we'll make available the needed information for them to have access to it. So with immediate interventions in the way will inure to our benefit because a process and we cannot expect immediate results. So if we have to revamp, bird flu now wipe out most of the farms. So if we want to reestablish those farms, at least it may take 6 months, it may take 5 months. You see, so it's a process and yet immediate. Immediate one solving the feed crisis. If that one is done, when the Ghana Cares come into place, things will start booming for us. It's a worry. It's a whole lamenting. Poultry products by and your papa biansu. The local rice we produce here, local poultry products and the quality one. We are all aware of what comes into this country.
Mr. Duncan, I pay better. Say, Ojimbe na ni di enkomo anapai.